Welcome back to Let's Play Madden 98. I am about to begin Week 16, playing as the Dallas Cowboys. If you know anything about Madden 98, the Dallas Cowboys are a pretty tough team. So it's not surprising I've been able to lead them to a strong series of victories. I have no idea what that is. Let's go to weekly schedule. Cowboys play the Bengals. Not sure if the Bengals are good. Not worried about it. Oops. My main goal is to get out of this game uninjured. See, Bengals have a pretty good rated quarterback. I think that might have been Boomer Esiason, unbelievably late in his career. Man, they're just really insulting to Troy Aikman in this game. Giving Troy Aikman an 85 and other quarterbacks higher ratings is pretty silly. I think they're knocking Troy Aikman because he didn't really scramble much. He was known as a scrambler early in his career, but then the Cowboys coached it out of him. He's supposed to stand in the pocket and deliver throws, which he does with great accuracy. But once again, I've already locked up home field advantage throughout the playoffs, so I'm going to probably go to backup players pretty quickly so that I don't have anybody get injured that I need. I already got Nate Newton hurt the last game. Turns out I haven't actually needed to win the last two games because the Eagles blew their lead, or they didn't blow their lead. They were neck and neck, tied with me, but then they lost two games in a row to fall too far behind to catch up.
34, 44, 36.
So I'm still considering the Super Bowl that Seattle just played against Denver. And Seattle totally wiped the floor with Denver. It was a remarkable performance. I didn't know that defenses could be so good still. It seemed like everything in the NFL had been going so in favor of offense that I was surprised to see such a great defensive performance. Didn't know they still happened. And one thing that really stood out to me, obviously Seattle has an amazing secondary. But what stood out to me was how Troy Aikman talked about Jeff Blake is the quarterback for the Bengals, and he's why they have a better quarterback rating than the Cowboys do. That's hard to believe. He ran around a lot. I think he maybe did make a Pro Bowl. He was a scrambler. I think he only had 2 years of success. I think someone's hurt. I think he's one of my backup defensive ends. Not really sure actually off the top of my head. I'm going to run the clock as hard as I can. Alright, I can have Sherman Williams run for 2 yards at a time. Emmitt Smith got his start. Oops. That was the wrong menu. I want to go to global subs. And here I'm going to substitute Greg Wilson. Sherman Williams. I am struggling to replace Emmitt Smith. Alright, select. I want this to be Sherman Williams. I can't even get halfback 2 and 3 to switch around. Alright, this is frustrating. I'm just going to run the ball with other people. So I have a lot of time to kill. Back to the Steelers, not the Steelers, to the Seahawks. the thing that stood out to me was Troy Aikman was talking about how Peyton Manning did have success throwing the ball down the field when he got time to throw it. Seahawks have a lot of good pass rushers. They don't really have any very famous pass rushers. I don't think anyone got double-digit sacks this year for them. But with their successful rotation, they got a lot of guys that threaten to rush the quarterback very well. Like Bruce Irvin's a guy that I haven't seen really get any sacks, but he is a speedy threat that you need to be aware of him on the field. And the thing is that the Seahawks have a lot of defensive ends that are like that, that call attention to themselves, and they really kept Peyton Manning moving. They didn't blitz very much. I think they blitzed 6 times, I was told. There we go, Herschel Walker. Well, I mean, if I'm going to have guys like Larry Allen out there, I might as well get it on 4th and 1. I want to run behind Larry Allen. Actually, for all I know, Larry Allen could be playing on the right side considering the year. Larry Allen played on all the positions on offensive line and made the Pro Bowl at all of them except for center. He even played left tackle. I feel like Moose Johnston had that long before he was hit. Alright, I'm going to run my very rare... Now, if I run a draw play on a rundown, it's just not going to do anything because they're already going to be in a run defense, attacking the pocket for the running back. I'm not sure how Bjornsson ended up being the running back on that play. I'm just running left and right this game, so I don't normally call a counter play this early in the game. But what the heck? Well, I think there's a reason I don't run counter plays very often. My quarterback gets in the way of my running back all the time in 98. That really doesn't happen to me very much in the other Madden games. Man, Herschel Walker's putting on a great game to close out the season. It's coming at a good time, too, because I really just want to run the clock and end the game as quickly as possible. The Cowboys, a lot of Dallas Cowboy fans have suggested that the Seahawks resemble the 90s Cowboys. And really, it's up to the Seahawks to establish a dynasty, whether they can do that or not. I think they looked like they were on their way to a dynasty. I'm hoping the Cowboys can overcome that, but man, the Seahawks looked a lot better than the 2013 Dallas Cowboys did. Dallas Cowboys were the worst defense in the NFL in 2013. The Seahawks were the best, and that's how much ground they have to make up. How is he so open? For some reason, after Michael Irvin's double move, the safety decided to stop covering him. Michael Irvin just blew him, or burned him so bad. He just blew right by him.
And it's good.
I never in a million years actually thought Urban would not even have a single person covering him by the time the ball got there. All right, it's back to Jeff Blake. Well, whatever it is that Madden engine rates highly about Jeff Blake, I guess his mobility, which is important. It's an important asset, but his mobility gets him to 87, but he seems to lack the accuracy that Aikman has. That really gets Aikman to 85. It's also annoying to see, like, I forget what team it was, but they had, like, Cordell Stewart. They had, like, a 92. I don't buy that. He was real fast, though. I think he ran a touchdown in against me. So that makes him a threat. That's legit. Carl Pickens. That's who that guy is. Man, I'm having like weird deja vu. I don't understand. Didn't I play the Bengals? Or did someone else have a player named C. Pickens that caught a lot of passes against me? I'm going to have to go look back at my season schedule and see why Week 16 seems so familiar. I'm pretty sure I haven't played Jeff Blake, though. I would have remembered that. So there must be another C. Pickens in the NFL that is a wide receiver.
There's a flag on the play.
Hopefully that's not against me. I'm just going to take the ball. I don't really want to force a repunt. I'm going to get back to running it with Herschel Walker. I love running to my left side. I just have my best blockers on the left side. So they know I'm running to my left side. They've brought an extra defender down there. That's the safety. That brings 8 defenders into the box. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have an extra blocker there. He's going to peel over. And heck, if I just wait around long enough, their defense will make a mistake. I'm like obviously chilling the clock, and their defense is blowing it. Here's the 2-minute warning. I'm going to call the same play I was about to. They're probably going to be in a similar defense. Let me see if I can bring this cornerback over. I gotta hike. That wasn't quite how I drew it up. Herschel Walker cut it inside at the right time to get some extra yardage. Well, if you've watched my Let's Plays, you know this halfback wham is my favorite play call. At least it's the statistically most likely play call that I'll make. I'm sure. I never counted my plays. It would be neat if Madden98 offered you those stats. I know that later Madden game systems do tell you what your play calling tendencies are. I would love to have that data. Once again, though, the halfback wham is attacking a gap in their defense. I have to get past these defensive linemen. Oh, Walker. He cut it inside prematurely. He should have gone slower, stayed behind the left tackle, and then if he had given it a chance to develop, I think a big play would have been there. So I'm coming down to a minute left, and I have a first down. I'm going to start chunking it down the field so that I can get a score before the end of half. All right, I'm going to my rookie wide receiver on the right. Unlike the time I went to Michael Irvin, you can see how well covered he was. Again, another all streaks play. You know, I feel like if I keep pressuring them with all streaks, they'll eventually crumble. Once again. Oh. I thought Irvin was going to get a touchdown. Split those defenders like that. Alright, let's hike the ball.
Touchdown. And it's good.
If you've watched this Let's Play series, you know that anyone can score with about 20 seconds left on the clock, especially if you give up good field position. It is not hard to throw the ball down the field. I'm still calling prevents. They're in running formations, but I think they're trying to trick me. They still rolled out 3 wide receivers and a tight end. The tight end is a pass catcher. Wow. You see what I was saying about anyone could move the ball down the field? Alright, now I'm going to go with a more normal defense, but drop my cornerbacks on the sides. Oh, they're actually going for a field goal. That's weird. They had more than enough time to actually attempt to go to the end zone at least once. So, for whatever reason, I'll get like the ball back with 1 second left. And because I'm so effective throwing the ball down the field, I am going to go attempt to score one more time. Oh no, hopefully not one of my guys. Audience cheers for nothing. Okay. Remember, I have to get ready for the playoffs. I have no idea what the Bengals are doing. Well, sadly, I'm not going to get a shutout. Only one shutout in the 1998 season for me. Once again, I dominate time of possession. My rushing yardage is actually pretty terrible. I thought I was having success running the ball, but I suppose ultimately I threw it down there to get in range to score. Wade Wilson, respectable 2 of 3, 94 yards, 1 touchdown. Jeff Blake, 1 of 3. Man, I have really seriously limited the Bengals' passing attempts and their ability just to be on the field. Kevin Carter, 3 attempts, 10 yards. That is not getting it done to the running back. Herschel Walker, 8 attempts, 21 yards. I wouldn't say that's getting it done either, but he does have a touchdown to go with the other touchdown to Michael Irvin, who has 2 receptions for 94 yards. That is yet another Hall of Fame game. All right, my uncanny addiction to running continues. Their linebacker shaded inside, probably to prevent an inside run. So this gives me a chance to run outside. Not very much, though. Well, this is the Herschel Walker show as far as I'm concerned. Well, I'm going to run some plays I don't normally run. I'm going to run the halfback trap. This is one of those convoluted backfield plays where my running back sometimes gets stuck on my quarterback. Wow, their safety read it really well. I saw the safety streaking, it seemed like for yards to hit that hole. I think I'll keep with that theme of practicing some plays I don't normally run that I struggle to run successfully. We're getting towards the playoffs. I could use a little more experience on some of these things. Maybe that even includes short passes. Let's go ahead and run another counter. Well, they seem to really know what I'm going to do, so I'm going to pass. Well, it's the end of the season. These players are rarely on the field. Let's give them a chance to do something productive while they're there. I'm going to try throw into my slot receiver on the right. Ooh. My guy was open, but that was 2 passes in a row that were deflected. I don't think I'll be so reckless the rest of the second half. I do want to win. This is a lot of zone coverage on the left and then a lot of man coverage on the right. I actually wish I could run the inverse of that so Deion Sanders was in man coverage. Oh no. Oh no. Was it a late hit or was it a pass interference? I think the players might be a little ticked off at the head coach for going for it on 4th down right now. Alright, I'm also going to use this game to practice onside kicks since I never get to use them. Ran into his own blocker and fell down. Well, you see how fast a team can really climb back into it. Alright, since they're in a zone coverage, I'm going to go ahead and line my wide receiver up to block their cornerback. Oh, wow. Well, you see how that player got blocked by my fullback. I think it was my fullback. I'm not sure. I'll have to check that later. But he was blocked, but he peeled off from his blocker and then pulled down my running back successfully. I actually thought I had a big gain on that play, but he shed his blocker. It's commendable. I feel a hot hand with my fullback right now. The difference between these two is where the tight end is lined up. Belly strong runs to the tight end between the tackle and the guard, while belly weak runs between the guard and the tackle on the side without a tight end. I don't actually have a tight end, but it's basically what the slot receiver is. Moose Johnson gets you 3 yards when you need it. Fullback option dive. Although, I've never pitched an option. I could not imagine actually pitching an option. I'm going to see if I can make it work. So on this play, my fullback right here is going to move to the left. This tailback's going to move further out to the left. My tailback has an option to pitch in the ball. My fullback actually cut it upfield long before he could have pitched it out. But maybe the option was in fact to turn it upfield rather than going out left. You know, in hindsight, considering where the clock was at that time, I could have considered a pass since either one would have ended the third quarter. Boy, those really unsuccessful running plays, I have to go back and examine my role in leading Herschel Walker into doom scenarios. I'm still going to go to the right sideline, even though Michael Irvin's on the left. Really, that was just miraculous. I didn't really deserve that completion, in my opinion. This is the halfback draw. I don't like draw plays, but every so often I get nostalgic and want to run a halfback draw. You can see how their safety is tied to my fullback. Wow, it works. It's about as good as I ever get out of a halfback draw, but in real life, Emmitt Smith made most of his career out of them. It was a great duo, having Daryl Johnson, a former running back, as the fullback, and then Emmitt Smith as the tailback. They worked really well in tandem together, running the draw. Well, I'm going to run belly weak. We ran belly strong. We got 3 yards when we needed it. It's now another 3rd down and 3. Let's run another fullback run, but this time let's do it to the weak side. We're doing it against the strong side defenders, though, and they're usually better run stuffers, so let's count on Daryl Johnson. Wow. Tremendous run blocking at the end of the game. Oh, and a timeout. That's no good. I was hoping the clock would run. There we go. So I don't have to call another play until the 2-minute warning. All right, back to the action. First down. They have 3 timeouts, so I need to make them call their timeouts. or score a touchdown. Who got injured? No. I lost Nate Newton and now Mark Tuinei. I have to check my injury situation. Okay, Mark Tuinei will come back. But Nate Newton, that is not good. I didn't realize Nate Newton was my guard. I thought for some reason he was my tackle. But still, Nate Newton and Mark Tuinei. Okay, so at least Mark Tuinei is coming back in the playoffs. Let's get it done with our backup. So at least our backup will get some experience scoring touchdowns in the NFL. Our backup guard, that is. The guard is very important to the running game. So touchdowns scored while the guard's in the game, I'm sure, are huge. Personal foul? That was a terrible time for a personal foul. Yeah. I don't have to score to end the game. I just kind of feel like I want to. Oh well. Well, I love Moose Johnson. Let's give him a chance to get a touchdown. He's been great this year. So I might be having trouble running now because Mike Tuinei is out. In addition to missing Nate Newton. There you go. Got some stat padding for Johnson. Thanks for the great career. All right, I never run fake field goals. Let's see what I can do. I apparently do not have all day to attempt my throw. Alright, I never attempt onside kicks, so here we go. Alright, I have to do it in the powers low. I have failed so bad. Yeah, that's perfect. No, that's not perfect. I don't know how to do it so that the power is at minimum. If I was the Bengals head coach, I'd be really angry at the Dallas Cowboys head coach. That's probably me. Calling a fairly aggressive pass rush blitz right now. Oh no. My guys got suckered into the other side. I don't want to end this game on another onside kick. I want to stick to my blitz. Well, instead of sticking to my blitz, I audibled out and went into a man coverage just in time to actually drop back enough dudes to stop that. halfback toss in the red zone, that is a terrible play call. For the halfback toss to have any success, the wide receiver has to have a great deal of separation because the pass that's coming is probably going to be terrible. And there's just never enough separation in the end zone. I don't know how you could even call that. Not even because I'm going to attack the backfield aggressively in a red zone play. So I just can't say how terrible a play call it is, a halfback toss in the red zone. Pass interference.
First down.
Is the clock running? No. Alright, just one more stop. I'm attacking right. I am in the wrong defense. I'm audibling. Hopefully my personnel. Fuck this. I'm calling a timeout. Alright, they're in a 2 tight end formation. I don't want to do anything that would have my linemen stunt or twist. I want them to fill their gaps. This is a very conservative defense. Another pass interference. I've got to stop doing that. I cannot end this game. I'm calling another soft, or at least conservative defense. Rushing 4, filling gaps, everyone looking at the quarterback. Wow. The longest play yet. It actually burned 4 seconds. What do they aim at normal? I don't even know what that means. I'm blitzing.
46, 36, 30. Touchdown.
Do they even have to kick an extra point? Are they going to kick it off?
And it's good.
Well, at least I didn't have to end the game on another onside kick. .92 rushing yards. They were very hard to earn. Wade Wilson, 3 of 6, 119 yards. Jeff Blake, 3 of 9. That's the kind of stats I like to see. So here we go. Herschel Walker, 17 carries, 2.7 yards an average. Moose Johnson, 2.7 yards a carry. I pulled in at Smith after he got the start. 92 yards rushing. I earned him. All right, so that wraps up Week 16, so now here we are. It's Week 17. It's the actual last week of the NFL. I forgot that there's 17 weeks, including the bye. Oh well, so the Cowboys are once again in a game, or they're going to be not playing for a meaningful game at the end of the year. I don't know who we're closing the season against. The Giants. But Cowboys haven't played a meaningful game in like 2 weeks because they're so far ahead of the rest of the NFL. Alright, everything is good in Madden98 land. And I hope you enjoyed Week 16. Stay tuned for Week 17 when the Cowboys take on the Giants.